But the Eastern Conference Finals, holy shit.
Drama. Or it just feels like...
I mean, you think back to last playoffs, right? It's always been chippy, but last playoffs, the Knicks probably feel like that was their series and they should have won that series. And I think they look at this series and go, if OG stays on the floor and is able to play and Brunson stays healthy, we win that series.
Yeah.
And we go to the conference finals. That's not what happened. And Indiana was able to go to the conference finals before they got smacked by Boston. And Indiana, I think, is the team that's going, oh, we're being overlooked a little bit now. The Knicks,
they play like it.
Just got through a series in which they beat up a Boston team that was pretty banged up, but they got the job done.
And
they advance.
Yeah.
Knicks-Pacers. So you think about that, and then you think about what happened in late June last year in a WWE event where Haliburton and Brunson have a little, I don't know, not an altercation, a moment together in WWE.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? With Logan Paul and LA Knight. Yeah. That was a bad.
That was really bad.
That was really bad. You know, how does that sound like?
Let me talk to you.
What were you trying to say?
Because he says after, and it was not a very good one. Yeah.
Wow. Let me talk to you.
Yeah. Anyway, not very good. I'll admit that.
Okay, thank God.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Like, you just think about this. One, for the league and for the WWE. You have these two NBA players that you have on your broadcast, and like, then they end up in the conference finals against each other the following year. Like, and
it's cool.
And you think about it from TNT, they have the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to be if they have the rights to show it, they're going to show. I mean, that's all part of it, right? It's all part of the drama. And you go back to the Knicks-Pacers history from the 90s. Mm-hmm. Oh, and guess who was on the call for the conference finals?
Who?
Reggie Miller, who did the choke to the New York Knicks and the Spike Lee. So it's just, there's so much drama involved with Reggie being in the building for game one of this series. The Pacers like to do a little chirping. This is going to be a lot of fun.
I love all those angles. I love reality television. I love pop culture angles thrown in there. And so the fact that Tyrese has always been a massive WWE fan and got that moment with Jalen Brunson, the way that Knicks fans feel about Tyrese Haliburton and the Pacers, and also that crowd was just phenomenal in this series against Boston. I can only imagine it's going to be times 10 insane.
Did you see the streets after that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, they were partying like they won the championship.
Yeah. And I mean, that's, you can only imagine what they're going to be like when they win each game. And that's why this series, just from all of those angles, like the off the court angles, exciting, fun, drama, give it to me. Now it needs to live up to it on the floor. I need everyone to stay healthy. That's the number one thing.
You know what? I'm with you.
You know, because
Can you imagine if I was like, you know, Morgan, I wouldn't mind an injury or two. Let me push back on that.
I'd be like, you're psycho.
Yes, please, because I'm so sick. This is one narrative I'm sick of in the playoffs. Is like, well, this team only made it because of these injuries. And it's like,
if Steph didn't go down.
We can't hold this against these teams that win, though, because guess what they can do? They just play the people that are on the court, who are on the court. They're not...
They don't.
There's no voodoo going on, right? There's no like special, spell that Tyrese has sprinkled on teams. Going, I hope you get hurt.
You didn't see that one woman with the voodoo doll on Jalen Brunson?
I think I might have seen that on social media.
Instead, she was doing reverse voodoo and she was icing his ankle and just putting ice on it before every single game. Yeah. Really funny. But yeah, there's none of that shit. So hopefully, I just need two healthy teams going at it. I want this to go to 7 games. Duh.
I think this. If I were to predict it, I think it's going 7.
Who you got in 7 then?
I don't know, man.
Oh, I'm the coward. I heard all the people calling you a coward.
I think if it goes 7, I have a tough time seeing the Pacers winning a game 7 at Madison Square Garden. It just seems like there's just almost no way. It just seems crazy to me in that if everyone's healthy and
other
all things are equal.
That can't happen. Tyrese can't have a let-up game. You can't have a let-up game. And I think when we saw that even in that last series, I forget whatever, it was like a 4-point game, a 6-point game or something. It was just, maybe that was in the Milwaukee series, whatever. It happened in the playoffs. And with what he's doing at the end of games, incredible. Like making up for some of those games, getting them to the Eastern Conference Finals, all those damn things. But in this series, like, you can't allow this Knicks defense to take you out of the game. You got to keep moving without the basketball. You got to keep making sure that even if the ball isn't in your hands, that you are disrupting and being a threat on the offensive end and finding other ways to create.
Yeah. Indiana, I think, is being overlooked. They dealt with their own injuries this year. They're the stretch early in the season when Tyrese looked like, I'm like, is he okay? Like, he's got the back thing, and like, you were looking at his road home split numbers and wondering if there was something to the fact of like, oh, he's not sleeping in his own bed. The amount of conversations about Tyrese Haliburton to start the year, the first couple of months, it was like, oh my God. And then, Nesmith missed time. Nembhard missed time. They played a lot of road games early on. But once it kind of got right, you saw what they do well. And they are the best word. They're in a way, I mean this in the most respectful way.
Oh.
I feel like they've kind of, I'm not going to call them OKC light because that sounds disrespectful.
It does. But
there's some similarities there in terms of the relentlessness. I think they're more relentless offensively than Oklahoma City is. The ability to space you out, the different looks that you can get. It's not just one guy, right? It's Tyrese can get going from beyond the arc, throw some amazing passes. They're awesome on the break. Turner can space you out with his 3-point shooting, and then of course he'll come down and block your shot and dunk on you.
Siakam can get to the rack and get in the mid range.
Nembhard is just an absolute dog, and then seemingly there's someone off the bench that could be impactful, like Benedict Mathurin has had some really great games. He has that kind of dog mentality, right? Obi Toppin, all of a sudden you're like, oh my God, how he's 5 of 6 from downtown.
Shit, sometimes when you need that energy spark, you put McConnell in.
Morgan, TJ McConnell.
Yes.
His energy. I'm all about the energy shifters in the playoffs.
Yes.
Caruso's that. TJ McConnell can be that for Indiana. Mathurin can be that. And I think Indiana has, like, we talk, they've got depth. And Carlisle's not afraid to play a lot of guys. And they can hit you in different ways. But it's not like they're just an offensive team either. I think they've shown a lot of growth on the defensive end of the ball where they just kind of cause havoc out there. And the numbers back it up. So when I look at all things considered, I'm like, I think Indiana is ready for this challenge. And it's something you said earlier that I completely agree with. It's like with Haliburton, like, there's no 4-point games.
Nope.
And if you have a 4-point game, it better be because you like are 4 of 17. Maybe you're just missing shots.
Oh, I see.
You just can't be, hey, 4 points on 8 shots. I only took 2 in the second half. It's finding ways to impact the game. Tyrese doesn't have to be a guy that gets 25 a night. You just have to feel his presence out there with his off-ball movement, his spacing, and his ability to pass the ball. I think the Pacers are ready for this moment. I would not be surprised if we were talking in a couple of weeks, hey, Indiana's in the NBA Finals. As a Kings fan, how would that make me feel? I don't know. Can I be honest? This is where I am the most all over the place with my emotions. On one hand, I love the Pacers. I love watching the Pacers. They're a fun team to watch.
So fun.
If Tyrese Haliburton had never played for the Kings, I'd be like, dude, I want the Pacers to win it all. But just because Tyrese played in Sacramento, I'm like, I can't have him root. But I'm like, well, why? He didn't ask to be traded.
And I love him.
He wasn't like, trade me. He wanted to be here. And the Kings traded him.
Be here.
They traded him. So I should be mad at the Kings and not be rooting against Indiana.
Because
why? Because if he gets knocked out in the conference finals, all of a sudden that makes the Kings look better. No, it doesn't. So, like, how about I just embrace, like, the fun of basketball and hope for some great games? And if Indiana does it, whatever. Guess what? Being a Kings fan was hard before Tyrese. It's hard post Tyrese. It is what it is.
Yeah. I like that. I really like that. Yeah, see, and you might go back and forth when some big moments having big, oh my God, holy shit, he could be doing that in Kings jersey, whatever. But it's like, no, it's like ultimately it's so easy to root for a good person and a good person and a good player. Like all of the things. And to see him grow through all of his injuries and health and whatever else that was going on, to be the player that he is now and to be so likable and to play with so much joy. Like, yes, I root that on. Yeah. And sure, there's a little part of my heart that will always cry inside, and it always will. Mm-hmm. But I am just rooting for him to do well because that means the Pacers will do well, and that means that it will be a great series, and that's what I want to see.
Yeah, and I also think it's a team. I think there's people out there that wonder if they are ready for some physicality. Mm-hmm. I think they are. It's not like the Knicks are a different team than last year too. Like they have changed a little bit. We've seen teams pick on Cat on the offensive end. They're going to go ahead and go at him and put him in action. And you could definitely see Indiana having the ability to do that too, to try to make his life a little more challenging. And I think they've got some pests that could at least make life more challenging for Jalen Brunson, even though, Jalen Brunson, like he could be against one of the best defenders in the league and he can hit a tough shot. We've seen that in that Celtics series as well. It didn't matter who was on him, Derek White, Drew Holiday. He cooked. I feel like I'm doing all this talking and I'm like in my head going, the Pacers are going to win this series.
Okay.
I think we're getting the Pacers.
Wow.
And the Thunder in the NBA Finals.
Whoa, that's your prediction right now?
Yeah.
I love when you predict.
But I think that it's going to be a great series with the Knicks and Pacers.
I love it. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah, he's there.
It seems crazy.
When you really like say
Pacers,
it out loud.
Thunder, NBA Finals. The league would be like, are you fucking kidding? We get the Oklahoma City market in Indiana.
And we love that.
But if the league would do anything to have the Knicks in. Don't discount that.
Okay. So let's look for all the rigged.
Yeah, we're gonna be like, this official is totally in the Knicks bag. Brunson,
he was born in New York.
Oh my God, if Brunson has a game where he shoots like 30 free throws, what's happening here?
100, we're going down conspiracy lane.
No, but in all honesty, I think the league, this Final Four is great for the league. And
I love it. Well,
the NBA ratings have been great, but it's because of these young stars that are in it. And yeah, I think when the Knicks are good, it's just fun. Their fan base is amazing, and they have a lot of confidence right now, right? Like Brunson at a high level. I think Mikal Bridges is starting to play the best basketball he has played.
Mm-hmm.
OG has shown flashes of being like a legit two-way guy. And they thrive off that atmosphere.
So you want that, or so you think it would be
I'm
OKC
predicting
Pacers,
yes.
But if it was Knicks and Wolves, there'd be so many other little storylines and angles and fun. Cat being number one.
I mean, let's rewind for a second.
Okay,
I don't want to do like a full-on NBA Finals preview here, but just think about the possibilities with a Knicks-Wolves Finals. They made that trade like days before training camp.
Correct.
It shocked the NBA world when Karl Anthony Towns got traded to the Knicks, DiVincenzo and Randall go to the Wolves. And I'll be honest, I was like, I feel like the Wolves got worse. They could be going, they have a legit shot of getting to the NBA Finals. And so, yeah, you would have the angles of Cat taking on his former team, Randall and DiVincenzo taking on their former team, literally the same season in which they got traded for each other. It would be magical. Yes.
I know.
So many good storylines.
The basketball gods would be definitely putting that one on. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to be the case. But if it were, again, just fun. There's a lot of fun angles coming up in a lot of these games, and I like the extra juice, the extra drama.
What's your heart want for the finals? What's your honest heart want?
I have loved OKC as a team all year long.
Yeah.
I haven't loved the way they've played in this postseason just all together. Just every single game. Whatever.
They smacked Memphis.
I know, and I think I got to be like bored in that series. So I'm like more just going off of like, how I felt, whatever. So I want OKC. I want to watch them in the finals. And I'd probably rather see a Pacers matchup just because there is more depth. And I do worry about the Knicks getting beat up in this series. Even like, let's say the Knicks find a way to beat the Pacers. I'm just like, how the hell do you put you have five guys basically?
Your heart wants OKC.
Okay, yeah. Heart wants OKC Pacers.
Okay. Your brain thinks.
Okay, I think I'm gonna go with my brain thinks OKC Knicks.
Okay. My brain thinks OKC Indiana. My heart, Wolves Knicks would be fun.
Okay.
I'm going back and forth. I don't know. I want the Pacers too, but I kind of like the idea of Anthony Edwards being in the finals is so intriguing to me, and I think he has the potential to be like that face, and it'd be cool to see him in that moment.
Like, there's all these different
like for him to wouldn't that be big for the league if Anthony Edwards conquered Oklahoma City and got to the NBA Finals to take on the Knicks? I'm thinking about just from a league. Do I work for the league? No, but I feel like I'm like
yeah.
I'm like
Are we
Adam.
sure?
I'm
Show
Adam,
me your badge.
I'm Adam Silver's assistant right now. Like this, we need Minnesota.
How
New
do
York.
how do we find the right officials for
I don't
this?
know. I think there's a bad option. I'm copping. I don't know. It's a cop out, but I don't. Whatever we get, I'm gonna be happy about.
It's like having all these good like ice cream scoops, and it's like, well, no matter what, they're gonna taste good.
Like I may not order, I don't know, a Butterfinger Blizzard all the time, but if that was my only option, like I'm eating a Butterfinger Blizzard. I'm usually doing cookie dough. I want cookie, but Butterfinger. Oh, we only have Oreo. Oh well, I'm eating it.
Yeah.
Now, if it was like I don't know
M&M, I don't do that.
M&Ms, I would do that.
I couldn't do the M&Ms.
But there's no. What's the worst option we have? There's no bad option.
M&Ms would be like, oh, Memphis made it.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about what the teams left.
Oh, sure.
We got 4 good Blizzards.
Yeah. We got Oreo, we got cookie dough, we got Butterfinger, and
Reese's.
Oh my God, yes. Yeah.
Oh no.
I'll take all 4. Okay.
Exactly.